What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again, and I have one mega video for you today. It's going to be a long one, but not outrageously long, I hope. But we are going to be covering a lot of ground here. I want to talk about lots of things that happened in 2016, just kind of recap the year, some of my favorite gear by class, some of the worst gear that I reviewed, and of course give you kind of a state of the channel address of where I'm at and what's happening in my world, and then of course a little look forward to 2017, to, what's going to be coming up and what's to be expected. So that being said, 2016 is over. It is January 2nd. Hopefully you guys had a great new year celebration, and 2016 was a good year for me because I started Fun with Knives in April of 2016. In fact, my first video went up, I think it was April 4th, something like that. So, I mean, only 9 months ago, really. And I think I've come quite far. I mean, we're up to 1,700 and change subscribers. I mean, well over 100,000 views, that's awesome. So cool to see. I'm miles past where I thought I'd be if I was going to be doing this long. But it's so fun that I'm just going to keep doing it. So in 2016, I reviewed quite a lot of things, mostly, of course, folding knives. So I separated some of the gear that I reviewed by class. I'm going to give you guys a runner-up for each category, except for one, and then my favorite of whatever that is. Now, I kind of stole this idea from Cedric Ada Gear and Outdoors. It's another YouTube channel and focuses on knives, outdoor kind of stuff, and it's a great channel. We'll get to that in my favorite other YouTube channels. But he kind of did a 2016 in review, just kind of a year recap of his gear, and I thought it was a great idea for my channel as well. So let's start out with favorite overall knife. Now, the runner-up here is going to be this right here, the VDK War Admiral in anodized purple / blurple / blue, whatever color this really is. I love this knife, and it was generously given to me, so I didn't have to pay a thing, by the creator, the designer. That's Vlad from Blades 101. So if you guys are interested in a War Admiral or anything else we produces, I urge you to check out his Instagram, V Knives or Blades 101, and get yourself one of these things because they're awesome. I never thought I'd be a huge fan of such, it's not outrageous, but it's a little bit impractical blade shape and size. But gosh, this is a cool knife. You can see the wear on it already, the snail trails that are across the titanium, the wear on the clip, is because I love it. I use it, and I really do love this knife. But it did not take favorite knife of the year. If you guys watch the channel at all, you know what this knife is. The ZT-0220. Oh, guys, this thing is my baby. I love it. Titanium frame lock. My favorite flipping action on a knife to date. Oh, favorite clip. Super tough, USA made. Little splash of color there. Stonewash sterile blade on that side. I love nearly everything about this knife. And every morning I throw a knife into my pocket. It's so hard not to grab this one. Now, that being said, I did get some great knives for Christmas, so maybe that'll be pushed out this year. Who knows? Favorite fixed blade runner up here is going to be the Tops Cut 4.0. You can see this thing has some very serious wear on it. This would take the #1 spot if only I didn't have another Tops. You'll just see in just a moment. But I mean, I've done everything with this knife, and it came out on top with a very interesting lashing system that you can put on nearly anything: belts, backpack straps, I mean everything. Very cool karambit style handle with a normal style blade that is just the right size for camping and hiking, in my opinion, and this thing's seen a lot of love. I guess we should get to the funny story about my little band-aid here, huh, before we go on. Recently, me and a friend of mine created a throwing knife target at work, believe it or not. We got a really cool job where we can take a break and go throw knives in our little designated area. We just created it, and we're waiting on some more throwing knives to come in since they're on order. And of course, we found a crappy folding knife in his truck, so we were throwing it. The clip got sprang off a little bit. I mean, we're throwing it indoors at this point. The target is movable, though. Maybe I should post a video on that. Anyways, the clip bent out. If I had a knife here, let's say this clip bent out and was pointing in, 45-degree angle. So I just decided to tear it off with my Leatherman. I did that. I had a very sharp piece of metal laying here. So as I threw the knife after I did that, it sliced me open here, and there's just a tiny, tiny little bit on this ring finger. These two were fine. This one's pretty deep, and this happened, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, and it just now stopped bleeding. So Now I don't think it was deep enough for stitches, but it's just uncomfortable. It's right on the joint. So that's what the Band-Aid's from. So back to favorite fixed blade. I mean, gosh, guys, we're already at 5 minutes and only on the second category. Tops Dawn Warrior with an excellent Kydex sheath, 360 rotatable spring steel clip there, linen micarta scales. Just a gorgeous blade shape, good for nearly everything. Just like that, cut 4.0. It's made out of Tops legendary 1095. Super thick, super tough. Gonna take whatever I throw at it. And the reason this is my favorite fixed blade, obviously, is because of the looks, but it really is one of the most functional knives in my arsenal. I mean, if I ask this knife to do some batoning, some stabbing, some food prep, whatever it may be, I mean, this Dawn Warrior could do it. And definitely come out on top because it's that well built. So, moving on, favorite neck knife. I don't have a whole lot left, but the runner-up here is definitely going to be this Schrade right here. It's a little dirty, I used it recently. SCHF 16. I think it's a beloved knife in the YouTube knife world because it's 20 bucks for a very good size knife, I think. Very capable, decent Kydex sheath that clicks in, no rattle. Been carrying this in the waistband, actually, so very good knife, though. I highly recommend it. I still need to do a review on it, though. Gosh, I'm behind on videos, guys. Favorite neck knife, though, is the Tops Tibo. So Tops has won 2 classes already. This thing is the best neck knife that I found to date. Very grippy, very lightweight. Also made of that 1095. You can see this thing has some serious wear on it. But a great knife overall. Just enough handle for a 4-finger grip. Very secure Kydex sheath. And I don't carry neck knives quite as much as I used to, but if I want to, this is the one I go to. Favorite multi-tool. I don't collect these, but I do use them pretty frequently. Honestly, not as frequently as I'd like. But the runner-up here is this older Leatherman that I couldn't even tell you the model because I don't think it's listed. This is one my dad gave me, so it's got some sentimental value, and that's why I carry it. It's not the most functional thing in the world, but it'll get the job done. And this thing goes on my belt occasionally. Just kind of as a reminder of where my collection came from. Now, the Leatherman Sidekick takes the winner here because of its outside accessible blade and saw. We can do that left-handed. Wow. And then these right here, spring-loaded pliers. I love spring-loaded pliers because it is so annoying to flick your Leatherman out every time you need to grab something, and with these, it just does it automatically. The other tools are fairly good. I don't use many of those, but as far as the bit drivers go, they're not bad. Just the Phillips and flathead screwdriver. And honestly, guys, this is one of Leatherman's budget series, and it works just fine for me. All right, moving on. Favorite auto knife. Don't have a lot of these. In fact, these are both, I got both of these for Christmas, but runner up here is the Launch 2 from Kershaw. OD green handle, DLC black coated blade. This thing is sweet. I've been trying to carry it a ton, and because I don't have a ton of auto knives, it takes the second place. Now, for number 1, we're going to go Kershaw Launch 1. I like the ergonomics on this one just a little bit better, and that's why it's taken it. Holy crap, guys, I'm addicted to the Kershaw Launch series. I've only had these for, what, 6-7 days, a week? It's awesome. Favorite assisted knife. I didn't get quite as many assisted knives this year as I did previous years, but this one right here. Now, this knife may shock some of you because it's a SOG. Not the biggest fan of SOG, but I actually got this knife for free because I won Apostle P's giveaway. He was super generous, sent this knife to me, also a SOG fixed blade, and I love tons of features about this knife, and I hate some of the features about this knife. But since I didn't get quite as many assisted knives this year, this will take the top spot. I cannot wait to do a review on this thing because it's got so much going for it, and yet something's just holding it back for me. So we'll talk about that in the review. But that's my favorite assisted knife of the year. Favorite flashlight, of course, runner-up is going to be the Through Night T10. Wonderful budget knife, or budget light rather. This thing has seen tons of abuse. It's never failed me. Got 3 modes on it. Top, clicky button. You can cycle through those. Deep carry clip. Honestly, I need nothing more than that as far as a light goes. But luckily, I have a Olight S2 Baton that's taken the number 1 spot because this thing is seriously bright. I mean, this is like a little torch in your pocket. Also, the deep carry clip, a little bit more solidly built, using an 18650 battery that is rechargeable. So this knife, this light, God, I keep saying that, is awesome. Can't wait to do a review on those. Worst knives of the year. Well, I would love to show you guys some things here, but I don't own them anymore because they were that bad. I either gave them away, sold them, whatever it may be, but I will talk about them a little bit. So I've seen quite a few knives in my short span of 9 months, and one of the worst ones by far was the Gerber Ghost Strike. It's a fixed blade, small. It's supposed to be a last-ditch option that rides horizontally on your belt. Great sheath design, terrible knife design. They used the amount of space I had just horribly. 420 high carbon for that amount of money was not worth it. Honestly, I should have known better. It's a Gerber, and it's one I wish I wouldn't have bought. I'm surprised I even reviewed it, to be honest with you. Another one of the worst knives that came through, the Kershaw Grid, which I hate saying because I love Kershaw. This thing was just poorly built. It was a 2016 release. The pocket clip sprang out on me. I peeled the lock bar off, just too thin of steel there. But I did hard use that a little bit past, I think, its capability. Moving on to probably the worst folding knife I've owned, the Meyer Co. Max Q Tactical Assisted Folder. This is bad, guys. I think the title of my video is Please Do Not Buy. It's bad. The spring mechanism that makes it assisted is exposed to the elements. The G10 just feels unfinished. The steel is just not listed and just terrible. The blade design's bad. It was just a spur of the moment decision that went bad. The CRKT Ruger Cordite, small fixed blade. The Warncliffe blade could have been great. Too thick a blade stock. I think they could have done a little bit better with it. That being said, I've had a lot of great knives and not a whole lot of bad ones. CRKT Jettison, I think I got a lemon. Talked to a lot of people about that. They love their Jettison. Mine just came with some major, I guess, quality control issues. But that one is also gone. The Gerber Paraframe 2. I don't even have to tell you guys why that one's bad. It's a Gerber. Cold Steel Holdout 3 in the old OS 8A steel. That thing was just not very well built. It's got a lot of hate for that video too. That's about it. I mean, everything else that's come through the channel has been pretty good, if not awesome. So, favorite YouTube channels. You guys have nothing to look at, huh? It's going to be just an audio video, I swear. Some eye candy on here for you. Some autos and a War Admiral. Favorite YouTube channels, of course, Nick Shabazz. I think the best thing about his channel is that he gives an incredibly well thought out, in-depth review of any knife he looks at. He'll pick apart any knife that he has on his desk. I mean, he'll talk about the action, the pocket clip, every little edge and ridge that's going to be touching your hand, the grind on the blade. I mean, if you really want an in-depth review, Nick Shabazz is the way to go. Birdshot 4 is also one of my favorite channels. So they gave me a shout out long ago, which I'm sure a lot of my viewers have come from their channel. Very generous people. It's two guys, or it's a couple, it's two people, Bird and Frankie. They do some very entertaining stuff. It's very different, and I think that's what makes them so great. Cedric Ada Gear and Outdoors. This dude's awesome. I believe he's out of Australia. He does lots of funny videos, lots of informative stuff, and he takes it less seriously than a lot of people, which is cool. And I think he prides himself in that because there's way too many people, like he says, that don't, they forget that this is just a hobby. And I love his channel. He talks about lots of funny stuff, and he's actually more informative than you think he would be. Zelric is another great channel. He's small, but he's growing, and rightly so. He talks about all sorts of cool stuff. He's got a nice collection, and he's got good video ideas that are very engaging, and I don't mind watching his videos all the way to the end. And that's kind of important to note on some of these YouTube channels. Epic Snuggle Bunny. If you guys aren't following this guy, you definitely need to be. His Instagram is very cool as well. I check his channel out just to see the knives that I've been drooling over, looking at Blade HQ or something like that, because he has all of them. He's got all these cool knives, the limited edition ZTs, these custom knife factories, some customs, full-blown customs, and he gives you some in-depth look at it, and he doesn't technically review them. He just tells you what he likes about them, and it's a very cool, calm, sort of serene way he does his videos, and I really don't mind watching those either. Now, another channel, the Apostle P. He's very opinionated on certain things, and I think that's what makes the YouTube community so great, is that what certain knife channels and YouTubers like and what other ones don't. And if I see Apostle P give a positive review for a knife, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good knife. And lastly, Tactical. He's a pretty big channel. I mean, with like 40 something thousand subscribers. He's a funny dude, and I love watching him actually use blades. A lot of people like me in the YouTube knife community just do this. We talk about the knife after we've used it on some sort of tabletop, and that's it. And Tactical, he'll go out in the woods and just use the crap out of whatever blade or axe or whatever he has, and he's funny as hell. Great guy to watch, and I definitely recommend that channel as well. Now we're up to 15 minutes. This is officially going to be my longest YouTube video ever. What's coming in 2017? Well, I can tell you this much. I'm not going to change a whole lot. I'm mainly focused on folding knives. I love throwing fixed blades into the mix. Something I want to continue doing, though, is the random EDC item reviews, and that's covering flashlights and multi-tools and wallets and other EDC pocket tools and, you know, maybe even backpacks and that kind of thing, because I do have more interest in knives. They're just kind of the easiest to review because they fit in this frame right here. Now, if it's something bigger, I need to go find, you know, a different kind of studio going on. That being said, I'm still going to be as sporadic as I've always been. I don't want to make this a job, because keeping up with comments, posting regularly and stuff, it feels like a job sometimes, and this is just a hobby. Now, I love looking at the comments and stuff, but sometimes I don't have time to reply to them all. Sometimes I don't have, you know, time to post a video in a week or whatever it may be. Sometimes I post, you know, 4 videos a day, who knows. And I want to keep doing that, because if you guys are tuning in every, you know, whatever Saturday to see a video, it's going to become too routine and I'm going to get bored. That being said, I'm not going to change a whole lot either, I think, as far as quality goes of the video. Right now, you guys are sitting, this is an iPhone, I don't know, 6 something, on a cheap Amazon tripod that is currently being held together with rubber bands. I have a desk lamp lighting up this cheap piece of vinyl, and it actually looks okay, I think. I don't think there's any reason to change anything. I don't need to get fancy camera, fancy lighting. I'm okay with where I'm at with that. I probably still won't create any sort of intro or edit my videos. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I don't do that. I just sit down, turn my camera on, make sure I have the specs pulled up on Blade HQ or, you know, whatever, and talk about the knife I want to review if I feel that I'm ready. I usually don't take any notes, so even this little thing here was strange for me. I don't like to script my videos out too much, because then again becomes a job, and I don't like doing that. And I don't like editing. I don't want to make this something I have to spend 4 hours every day doing. I just record it. I think it's good. It's all done in one take, and if I don't like it, I just delete it, start over. And the intro thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with intros at all. I just don't want to take the time to make one, and you know, it's another 10 seconds or so that you guys don't have to sit through. You guys can get straight to the content. So, I mean, what's coming up more recently? I got tons of new knives. You're looking at a couple of them right now. Some new ZTs, some new launches. I got a Spyderco PM2 finally. You know, maybe I'll do some more collaborative efforts with some other knife YouTube channels. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of the state of the channel address. A look back at 2016. And a quick thank you to all you guys. I accumulated, you know, like I said, 1,700 something subscribers in those 9 months that I've been doing this, and it's been wonderful. It's been a great experience, and I want to keep doing it because it's a lot of fun, and honestly, I love talking knives. And you guys that comment and watch regularly, follow me on Instagram as well, like my photos and all that kind of stuff. It means a lot. So I've had a blast doing it this year, and I cannot wait to continue. So guys, we're almost at 19 minutes. I think I'll end it here. Thanks for watching as always, and I promise some of my next videos are not going to be this long because I hate doing these ones. There's just so much to say. So thanks for watching, guys, and remember, have fun with your knives.